Ahmet Muhsin Tüser is Imam in the Turkish village of Pınarbasi. He sings the so-called Adhan, calling the locals to Friday prayer. 12 families live in the village. Tüser says between 5 and 10 people usually show up for worship. Were it strictly up to Turkey's Directorate of Religious Affairs, the Diyanet, Tüser would no longer be allowed to conduct prayer in the village's small mosque, as they have suspended him and taken him off the payroll. But since a new imam hasn't been named to the village yet, Tüser continues to hold services. Authorities in the capital, Ankara, say that his behavior isn't in accordance with the rules of Islam.
If those who judge me would only try to understand me a little and invite me to Ankara to get to know my views and philosophy, my beliefs, my goals, my visions, and really try to understand me, believe you me, all of this wouldn't have happened. However, unfortunately, this was done by people who do not understand justice and truth, the real universality of Islam and its glory.
So why all the fuss? Because Tüser also sings Anatolian rock in a Turkish rock band. His band is called Firak. Tüser is the lead singer. He considers himself a mystic, talks a lot about the universe, and tries to unite prayer and rock music in his songs. Tüser is famous across Turkey as the Rock Imam, and that doesn't go down well with the Diyanet. They're the ones who employ all the country's imams. However, the Rock Imam won't let himself be sidelined from his passion.
My grandfather was a Quran teacher and my father was an imam. So I've been confronted with religious sounds since I was a child. My brothers and I were the first ones in Turkey who released an album with prayers put to song. Islamic sounds, verses from the Quran, prayers and hymns have been a fundamental part of me since my childhood.
Tüser says the first time the Diyanet sent out an inspector to question him was after he performed in a concert 5 years ago in the nearby coastal city of Kaş. After another concert in Portugal, he received an official warning. Then, after a concert in spring 2018, he was suspended. He then went to court to appeal. Tüser says that he won't perform until the court case is over.
Gel gör beni beni aşkın eyledi derde giriftar.
The other members of his band don't understand why religious authorities are reacting this way. They say the attitude of the Diyanet doesn't reflect what Islam is all about.
Our religion also has music. The songs are called Hicaz, Sega, Sabah, Huzam. Those are all based on music and are part of our religion. So why is Muhsin Tüser forced to choose between music and religion? We think this is unjust and it surprises us.
The villagers in Kaş are mad about their imam's suspension. They say what's happening to him isn't fair. If the imam properly does his job, then there's no problem. And he does his job, and music is his hobby. He could also have had scuba diving as a hobby, but because he's an imam, he has a strong voice and he uses it. Just like everywhere else in the country, people in Kaş are careful when it comes to openly criticizing the authorities. Some think it's no coincidence that the timing of this coincides with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan coming into power.
In my opinion, the ideology that's been popular in Turkey for the past 16 or 17 years has nothing to do with true Islam, and that puts pressure on the people.
But so far, all seems well in the world of Tüser's village, Pınarbasi. Still, the Rock Imam knows that he also has a lot of enemies in Turkey.
doğru olduğuna mutlak inanan
People who think that their
insanların
vision of belief
bana
is the
karşı
only
olan,
real one
yaklaşımları
act
olumsuz
very
yönde.
negatively towards me.
Daha doğrusu,
In other words, it's the extremists who, in particular, keep threatening me. I regret having to say that, sad as it may be.
almaktayım. Bunu üzülerek söylüyorum.
Nevertheless, Tusser wants to continue being both an imam and musician, and hopes the court won't go too hard on him. Should the appeal against his suspension be rejected, Tusser won't be able to continue calling the villagers to prayer in the mosque much longer.